Have you ever walked into a room full of confident, smart, accomplished people and thought, what am I even doing here? Any second now, someone's going to realize I don't belong. Or maybe you've held back in meetings, second-guessed your ideas, or convinced yourself that your success was just pure luck. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. That voice in your head, the one telling you you're not smart enough, not capable enough, not good enough, that's your inner critic. And let me tell you, it's a pro at making you doubt yourself. For me, that voice isn't just a random guest. It's a constant companion. It pops up right before a presentation, after a tough conversation, or in those quiet moments when it's just me and my thoughts. I'll dive into how I've learned to deal with this inner critic and share a few strategies that help me turn the volume down. Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Clay Johnson, just an ordinary guy living in what I believe is an extraordinary life, trying to make sense of this wild ride of self-discovery and growth. If you're new here, I'm so glad you're joining me. This space is all about real talk, sharing struggles, lessons learned, and the resilience that keeps us moving forward. Let's get real for a moment. Our inner critic is relentless. It shows up when you least expect it, right before a big presentation, after an important conversation, or even when you're celebrating a win. For me, my inner critic loves to remind me that I'm not smart enough, that I don't communicate well enough, or that I'm not good enough at my job. The worst part? Sometimes I actually believe it, even when everything around me says otherwise. But let's be honest here. I've been in the professional world for over 2 decades. I've held leadership roles across the US, EMEA, and APAC. I've lived and worked abroad for over 15 years, traveled the world, and led teams across different cultures. If I wasn't enough, why did I do that? I meant to do like that. If I weren't capable, if I didn't have the skills, if I weren't enough, there's no way I would have gotten this far, right? And yet that inner critic still tries to convince me otherwise, almost daily. In fact, my inner critic has gone so far as to tell me that the only reason I've gotten this far in my career is because I'm a nice guy. The only reason? Seriously? Nothing else contributed to my success? That's a tough message, but it's one that I've had to learn to challenge. So let's talk about some of the strategies you can do to reduce the noise from that inner critic. The first one is really recognizing the voice for what it is. Your inner critic isn't reality, it's fear speaking. It's the part of your brain trying to protect you from failure, embarrassment, or rejection. But just because it's loud doesn't mean it's right. You can also fact check the voice. When the inner critic tells me that I'm not good enough, I ask myself, what's the actual evidence? Have I succeeded before? Have I made an impact? Have I navigated tough situations and come out stronger? Yes, yes, and yes. Facts don't lie, and that voice feeds on your self-doubt. Reframe the narrative. Instead of saying, I'm not good at this, I say, I'm still learning and I'm improving every day. Instead of saying, I don't belong here, I remind myself I've worked hard to get here and I've got value to add. You can also lean on other people, and this one's my favorite one. When I can't see my own strengths, I turn to the people who do. Friends, mentors, colleagues, they remind me of my capabilities, especially when my inner critic has me second-guessing everything. You can also accept discomfort as growth. Feeling out of place or unsure doesn't mean you don't belong. It means you're stretching. Growth is uncomfortable, but discomfort is a sign that you're evolving. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. And finally, remember your why. At the end of the day, I remind myself that I'm not here to be perfect. I'm here to connect, share, learn, and help others. My passion lies in those connections and learning from life's challenges. When I focus on that, my inner critic loses its power. So if your inner critic has been especially loud lately, take a deep breath and remind yourself, you're already enough, you are capable, you belong exactly where you are. And that voice in your head, it doesn't define you. I want to challenge you, next time you hear that inner critic speaking up, pause and ask yourself, is this fear or is this fact? Then choose to believe in yourself just a little bit more. Thanks for being here today. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. How does your inner critic show up? And how do you manage it? Send me a message, leave a comment, or share this with someone who might need to hear it. Until next time, keep going, keep growing, and keep shining. You've got this.